If you have a baby that hates tummy time, so that they scream and cry out whenever you put them on their tummy, then this video is exactly what you need. I'm going to share with you the tips and tricks I've learned over the past 10 years practicing as a pediatric occupational therapist, which helps parents and babies start to find tummy time a lot more enjoyable. Now, before we get into the tips and tricks for tummy time, make sure you click on that free PDF document in the description box below, which covers what your baby should be doing in their first year of life. It'll give you an invaluable peace of mind as you'll know what your baby should be doing at each stage and when to be concerned. Firstly, parents, it's really important to know that you are not alone. Most babies, if not all babies, initially hate tummy time in the beginning. Babies are going to cry. Then these tips hopefully will help. So the first thing you can do is make it easier for your baby. So there's 4 different types of tummy time. Now, each of these tummy time positions you can make significantly easier. So I'm going to go through each tummy time position now and how you can make it easier for your baby initially so that they actually enjoy it for a short burst. And as they get stronger, you can start to withdraw those additional supports. So in the traditional tummy time, I generally get the baby into this position by lying them on their back, and then I will help roll them onto their tummy. Once they're on their tummy, you can place a rolled up towel underneath their arms, so it goes under their arms and across their chest. This essentially lifts their chest off the floor and helps shift the weight, which for newborn babies is at the front of their body, so generally they're kind of top heavy. It shifts the weight to their bottom and their hips, so it's easier for them to lift their head. The other thing that you can do when they're in this position, you can place your hand on their bottom to again shift that weight. And the last thing you can do to make it easier is give support at the elbows. But as your baby gets stronger, you can start to remove these supports. So the football hold or the football position for tummy time is where you place your arm underneath your baby. So you can do it 2 ways. So you can place it so that your arm is underneath your baby and their head is resting in your elbow crease. In this position, you're giving them a significant amount of support. And what you can do is you can change the angle of your arm. So if your arm is at 90 degrees, then it's requiring them to lift their head against a lot more gravity, whereas if your arm was on a slight angle, it's less gravity that they have to lift their head against. The other thing is that once they get stronger in that position, you can change the tummy time position to the one where your arm is essentially going under their body, but you're not providing support at the head. So they're having to lift their head to see what's going on around them. So that's a way that you can make that tummy time position a bit harder for your baby. Now, my favorite tummy time, particularly when they're a newborn and particularly if they hate tummy time, is the chest to chest tummy time position. So you can make this significantly easier by increasing the recline that you're lying on before you place your baby on your chest. So obviously if you're in more recline, you're gonna help your baby because there's less gravity that they need to lift their head against, and it's also helping to shift their weight to their legs and their hips. So, and then if you start to lie down or reduce that recline, then it becomes a bit harder for your baby. Now, when you're in this chest to chest position, you can also place your hand on their bottom. So that helps in shifting the weight. And the last thing you can do is support them at the elbow. But this is honestly my go-to position, particularly when babies hate it because they love you as parents. So they're more likely to tolerate chest to chest tummy time because you're interacting with them while they're in that tummy time position. And the last tummy time position you can do is lie your baby across your lap. Now you can increase the support you give your baby by raising the leg that's directly underneath their chest, because again, helps shift the body weight to their legs and hips, so it's easier for them to raise their head. The other thing you can do is place your hand on their bottom, because again, that will help shift the weight as well. Now, surprise, there's actually a 5th tummy time position that you can do if you're kind of happy to do it, and make sure you're giving your baby a lot of support so they're not at risk of hurting themselves, and that is placing them on a medicine ball or like a big ball, blown up ball, and essentially you're supporting them. So you'd be holding the baby. I would hold them at their elbow, so I'm giving them additional support, and when you're holding them you can rock the ball backwards and forwards, so that is making them kind of increasing the amount of gravity they're needing to lift their head against. But the other great thing about this position is that you are generally kneeling in front of them, and again, you're interacting with them when they're doing this tummy time position. So in addition to making it easier, the next thing you want to think about is gradually building up the time that they're in tummy time. Remember, seconds count. So if your baby only likes to be in tummy time for a few seconds, that's great. You just do a few seconds multiple times throughout the day. Don't beat yourself up. If they're doing seconds, then that's amazing. What you do is just try and do it multiple times throughout the day so that they get stronger, and then they'll start to extend those seconds into 10 seconds and then into a minute, and then you are winning. Now remember, if they're a newborn, we're only aiming for 1 to 2 minutes of tummy time initially, and by 3 months of age, what you're aiming for is an hour total of tummy time. So that would again be in chunks. So it might be like 6 minutes of tummy time and then another 6 minutes of tummy time, 10 times a day. So that is the ultimate goal in the end. But it really honestly doesn't matter. Seconds is better than nothing, so just get those seconds in and then they will increase. And the third thing you can do is distract. As we discussed, tummy time is really hard. So what you want to do is try and distract your baby. The best way to distract your baby is when they're on the ground doing that traditional tummy time, is getting directly in front of them. So you're lying directly opposite them, and I would be singing songs, I would be making faces, because they actually really like looking at you the most. You're more entertaining than any toy. So if you can get involved somehow in their tummy time, then I would definitely recommend it. If it's not possible, you can also use toys or mirrors, because babies really like looking at themselves. But high contrast toys when they're in tummy time will kind of motivate them to look up for initially. And then the other thing you can do is change the scenery. So if you do the tummy time in the same room all the time, maybe do it outside so that they can look at the grass. So that's it, mums and dads. Those are the 3 things that would definitely make tummy time significantly easier and help a baby who absolutely hates tummy time. So that is make the task itself easier. So remember those 4 different tummy time positions. The other thing is to gradually increase the time that they're required to do tummy time. As they get stronger, it will naturally increase. Seconds count. And the third thing is distract. Make sure you click on that free PDF document in the description box below. And if you've enjoyed this video, hit that like button and make sure you subscribe. And hopefully I'll see you next week, where I share more parenting tips and tricks.